If you're struggling with CELPIP reading, let me tell you, you are not alone. In this video, I'm going to teach you 5 key lessons that are not just tips or tricks. These are proven methods that have worked for candidates, and I mean thousands of candidates. At HZad Education, we have a track record of delivering great results. All over the world, we are the #1 CELPIP tutoring company, and there's one reason why. We provide you a combination of difficult and easy mock tests to work with, so you have the option. However, this method, the first one that I'm going to tell you, is where you are told to practice with challenging mock tests. Really simple. If you go into the exam and you have practiced the online easy versions that are available everywhere, you go into the exam, you realize how difficult the real thing is, and you screw up your marks. But if you do the opposite approach, you practice with the hard tests at home, you go into the exam and everything now is a piece of cake. The timing is easy. The words are not as difficult because you have practiced with the hard versions, and everything else in terms of question picking and paraphrasing becomes easy. Hence, always try your best to practice with hard tests at home. Now, where can you find them? Free resources such as theguardian.com or academic articles on news websites will teach you how to practice and understand difficult reading passages. Or you could go with our CELPIP 15-hour self-paced course. You can check out the details for that in the description. 70,000 plus students have enrolled in just the last few years and have gotten great results. This course comes with both the challenging mock tests and the easy ones, so you can pick, but you will be able to practice the ones that'll really give you a hard time in the exam, and we highly recommend you do that. Now for strategy number 2, we're going to look at the CELPIP reading mock test. Here I'm going to use this question as the example. What is the main purpose of the letter? Now this kind of question usually can be answered by looking at the first and the last paragraphs and also skimming through a little bit in between. However, for this video, I'll tell you the answer is in the first paragraph. So you can have a look if you want to do this before me, and then we'll look at the options. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this. Again, the main purpose of the letter. So I'm using this sample question to demonstrate what we're supposed to do here. Stay tuned, this is important. It says here, our esteemed institution, whatever, situated at the forefront of cosmic study and innovation, hereby extends a formal proposal for a collaboration with fellow pioneering entities in the field of space exploration. So the one purpose is they want to extend a proposal for a collaboration with these guys. So they want to partner up. Cool. Keep reading. This letter serves to delineate, which means to explain, the rationale, methodologies, prospective outcomes of our proposed partnership. So another aim of this letter is to explain the details of the partnership. You can see how every time I summarize things in my own words, that it really helps make it simpler. And I have explained how to do this in our CELPIP reading guide. Link for that is in the description, as well our guide for listening, writing, and speaking. All those links are in the description. Now it says intended to augment our collective understanding of the cosmos. So this could also be a purpose of this letter. We want to better our collective understanding. So we kind of got 3 reasons why we're writing this letter. Fine, let's have a look at our options here. I just had to move my face to make it more visible. So it says you want to announce a launch, which could be the answer, because we are talking here about this collaboration that we're launching. We want to start this. It's a proposal. Could be the answer. Okay, the next one, to propose a partnership. That's pretty straightforward. It says proposal for a collaboration. No problems there. I do think that is the answer. There's no argument against it. Now, to seek funding, is there some place where it says we need money or we need funds? Doesn't really say that. I don't think that's the answer. To offer services could be. It says the letter serves to explain or delineate these things. So these things might be the services that they're offering, and maybe the purpose of this letter is that. Okay, guys, what have I done just now? What I have done is looked at every possible outcome. At B and A, I was feeling very comfortable with both. and I could have picked any one of those. And that's what students mostly do. But you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to look at every question and explain to yourself the way I was explaining to myself. You need to have a discussion and ask yourself questions. For example, where's the rationale behind a launch? Is it justified? I mean, yeah, they're launching something. This is to initiate something. This whole agreement could be, or this could be this. You always want to ask questions to yourself. Is it there? Where? Is there evidence? If it's not, is it just not mentioned, or is it the opposite thing mentioned? You really have to analyze all options like a detective. And I know in the exam you don't have that much time, which is why you want to practice this skill at home. The more you do it slowly without worrying about time initially, the better you will be. And you will be able to do this much faster in your head. You'll be more calculated. But at the start, just do it slow. Analyze every question. Why? Because a lot of times you have too close answers. And something that looks correct right away, you want to select it. Don't do it, because something else might be more appropriate. So, our strategy number 2 here is simply looking at every question, but not skimming through, really giving every option its respect, because anything could be the answer. Now, let's say I go with this one to announce a launch. It looks to me like a sensible option. They're starting a collaboration. They're launching this. They want to detail all of this. It all looks like the start of something, and it's a launch. This is strategy number 3. I do this and I go to the answer sheet and I check this answer. This is actually incorrect. Okay, the correct answer, I'll tell you guys, is B, to propose a partnership. So what students do is they say, okay, it's incorrect. Let me do question number 2, and so on. That's where you got to stop. Every time you make an error, check why was that wrong. So analyze, if I was thinking it's launching something because they're starting their collaboration, why isn't the answer this? A, why is it wrong? Well, it's wrong most likely because a launch usually could mean launching a new business, a product line, a service, and this didn't say that. That is why I am wrong. Next time, if I see a word like launch, I'll pay more attention to it and I'll ask myself, is there something specific about launch? Because launch typically means launching this. So that's an example of launch. That example hasn't really been mentioned. So why did I select that? I will not make that mistake again. You need to have this internal dialogue with yourself to analyze where you went wrong, especially if you don't have a teacher. When you're in classes with us, we tell you these things. If you're doing this yourself, you want to self-evaluate this way. But then, what if you're student B and you selected B? And you saw the answer sheet, you saw this is correct, you're like, good, and you moved on. That is another mistake, and that's our strategy number 4. When you even get the right answers, stay there and check, how was I right? Because you might be right now, but you were really double-minded about A and B. If you do another test, you could have easily selected A. So wait here and applaud yourself, but also understand what led you to doing the right answer. You want to also analyze the right strategies you applied. So I got this because I analyzed it. To propose a partnership, I said, yeah, look, it's there. So I was able to find a very specific place where it was stated. Also, I didn't find anything contradictory. So that is my success strategy. I can tell you where it is, and I can tell you nothing is opposing it. That's what I'm going to do for the next and next question and so on. This is another great self-preparation evaluation strategy. Tell yourselves why you are correct, and let's copy paste that formula moving forward. Also, why was I wrong? And let's never do that again. Make sure to follow this. These are gold mines for your CELPIP reading. The last piece of advice I want to give you is don't stress about this. I know it's immigration dependent. This will determine your future. But I've seen a lot of people getting too stuck up with CELPIP reading, other modules, or immigration in general. This stress pours into your exam, causes nervousness and anxiety, no matter if it's CELPIP, IELTS, or any other exam. Don't let stress ruin your mindset and preparation. Divert all that energy towards actual practice, because I guarantee you, Once you practice hard enough, you put enough time, you will be able to get there. This is something I just need to emphasize because I want you to know you are not alone. A lot of people are in the same boat. As long as you're level-headed and you're practicing and you reach out to us for any guidance you need, you'll be able to score better no matter what module you're struggling with. That's it, guys, for today's video. I hope these tips helped you out, and I really hope you do the best you can in your CELPIP exam.